Hey there everybody, I'm Gears of the Dead, and welcome back to another Top 10. Even though my last Top 10 was a Top 7, welcome back. In this episode, I'm actually going to be doing a list of my Top 10 favorite anime. And I know it's really hard to make a list like that, but I'm pretty sure this list is pretty accurate. But I do want to say one thing before I get started. Actually, more like two things. There will be rules, and no Attack on Titan's on this list. I'm sorry.
Now somewhere else entirely.
No Attack on Titan's on this list. I'm sorry.
Dude, this top 10 list doesn't even have Attack on Titan on it.
I know, it's ridiculous.
What's the point? Just dislike it.
Alright.
I sense a disturbance on my video. I need to fix this.
I don't know, man. I have no idea what's going on right now.
A digital plane and I ain't coming back real soon. The whole thing is electrical. It's running through my veins.
Come back! No! What are you doing? What's going on? Somebody stop it!
Dude, what just... Who are you?
Look, it doesn't matter, alright? All I need you to do is watch the video without disliking it, giving it a chance. I know Attack on Titan's not on it, but look, it's actually a good video, alright? Give it a chance.
How did you come out of my computer?
Yeah, what was that?
Look, it doesn't matter!
Yeah, it definitely matters.
On with the video!
Whatever.
Rules. 1. Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto, and shows like that aren't going to be on this video, because they're great and I shouldn't have to put them on this list. Number 2, only one anime per series, so if I had Tenchi Muyo, I'd only put one of the shows, not any more. And 3, these are my opinions, so they may not match yours, because either I've never watched the anime or I've never seen it, so yeah. Number 10. Rosario Vampire, an anime considered by fans as the best harem anime of all time, and I'd have to agree. Sometimes I wish I didn't start the harem genre by watching this first. It kinda ruins all the other ones for me. But in this anime, we meet the main character Skune, who, by crazy happenstance, goes to a high school for monsters where he has crazy adventures. And there, he meets Mocha, Inner Mocha, Kurumu, Yukari, Mizore, and Ruby. I meant the other Ruby. There we go. And throughout this series, the girls fall in love with Skune and fight to keep him safe. But what I like about this is that the girls actually feel like they love him. Like, I can tell they're in love with Skune. They want to be there for him. They want to keep him safe. I mean, the funny situations help too, but it's mostly the love part, I swear. I can't tell you how much I've watched this series over and over again, but I can tell you that it's awesome, and you should watch it. And yes, before any of you ask, I have read the Rosario Vampire manga, and yes, I do think it's way better, but I like to think that the anime is like an alternate timeline where the fighting takes a back seat, and it's more about the fan service and the jokes, which I'm cool with. They're both great things that you should really look into. You won't regret it. Probably. Number 9. Now, if you've never heard of Is This a Zombie, I'd kind of be surprised. I mean, it isn't as popular as the Attack on Titans and the Sword Art Online's, but I still think it's pretty popular. It's a show that stars our hero, Ayumu, who is a zombie, but also becomes a magical garment girl by accidentally stealing the powers of an actual magical garment girl called Haruna. And with his powers, he keeps his town safe, but his main goal is to find out who killed him. Now, in this series, there are a great amount of jokes that kind of poke fun at fan service and anime, like how they have a bunch of panty shots of Ayumu while he's dressed up as a magical garment girl. But if you can overlook that and just have a good laugh about it, you're in for a really great treat. The series fights are some of the coolest things I've seen, the humor is just spot on. My only gripe with the show is that I don't know what kind of show it is. I mean, what genre is it? Is it a harem? Is it a fighting anime? I mean, in Season 1 they focus more on the fighting, and in Season 2 they focus more on the girls. I just don't know what this show is. And I guess until season 3 comes out, I'll never know. But until then, I'm still going to be enjoying this show over and over again. Number 8! Speaking of harems, how about the single best reverse harem there is, Ouran High School Host Club? And it's about a school where, well, let me just let Tamaki tell you.
Only those with excellent social standing and those from filthy rich families are lucky enough to spend their time here at the elite private school, Ouran Academy. The Ouran Host Club is where the school's handsomest boys with too much time on their hands entertain young ladies who also have way too much time on their hands. Just think of it as Ouran Academy's elegant playground for the super rich and beautiful.
You see, why I like this a lot is mostly because it's a harem, but it's totally different than any other harem that I've seen before, besides the fact that it's the only reverse harem that I've ever seen, and that's not a bad thing. The main character, Haruhi Fujioka, is a normal girl who is smart enough to get a scholarship to go to the best school around. But it's mostly a school for rich people, and because of that, she's considered a commoner among the students. It's kind of an ongoing joke. But one day when she was looking for a quiet place to study, she found an abandoned music room. But it turned out that there was actually a host club that used the room. And one thing led to another, and now she is forced to join the host club, and to pretend to be a boy, so she can pay back a huge amount of money that she owes them. So knowing this, you can just tell that there's going to be a lot of crazy and funny moments within this show. But something that I didn't expect was that there was going to be a lot of really touching moments that really I can't explain in words. It's just something that you have to see, and trust me when I say that anyone who loves romantic comedies will love this show. Number 7. Now here's a show that I'm surprised Funimation didn't get their hands on yet, Beelzebub. Beelzebub is one of those silly action shows which Funimation normally loves to license. It's a story of the devil wanting to destroy all of humanity, but not having the time to do it. So, he has his baby boy Beelzebub go do the job for him. The only problem is that being a baby, he can't fully use his powers, so he must find an evil human being to work with him to use his powers. He finds a delinquent named Oga, known as the Ogre from his old school. With the power of Baby Beel, he defeats the strongest opponents and even has the best fight scene I've ever seen. It has a hilarious cast of characters and just needs more people to see this. It has like 60 episodes, so you know it's long running for a reason. It's good. That's what I'm trying to get across. It's good. Any fan of Dragon Ball Z should watch this. It reminds me a lot of the Dragon Ball Z tropes that would be in it. And it also has a few Dragon Ball Z references here and there, so if you want to watch it for that, you know, I wouldn't blame you. But alongside that, has a great story, and like I said, people just need to watch this. It's such a great anime. Number 6!
Dude, you put Kill la Kill on here, but not Attack on Titan? What's up with that?
Nope.
Seriously?
No. No!
What's your problem, man? I just want.
No! It's my list. I'll tell you what's good or not, okay? Okay.
Now, Kill la Kill is a show about a girl named Ryoko Matoi, who is trying to find the person who killed her father. The only clue she has is one half of a giant pair of scissors. But in trying to figure out who did it, she finds a person called Satsuki. Satsuki? I'm gonna call her Satsuki because I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. But she finds Satsuki, who seems to know about the scissors. The only problem is, to get to her, she has to defeat all the club captains / presidents. And once she's done with that, she gets to fight Satsuki. If she wins, she'll tell her everything she knows. Actually, I kind of gave you the summary to the show. Well, at least the first half. Wink wink. Another thing, some people do say that it's just one big show about fan service, but believe me, there's so much more than fan service. It's such a wonderful anime, the great story, the art style, and Mako the best friend. There is so much more to this show than fan service. Believe it.
Did you think you'd escape me with a tear gas bomb?
What?
What?
Just making sure you ain't gonna say anything.
We promise we won't.
That's where you are.
Aha, Bobobo. Bobobo is my go-to show for whenever I'm bored and want a quick laugh. This show might have been made for children, but good god is it funny. It's my type of humor too, it's just so random and I love it. I know people either say two things about the show, it's either stupid or totally overrated. Yeah, honestly, I've never heard anyone say anything good about this show, so I'm going to be the first, or maybe the second, or another number that would actually make sense, because, somebody might have actually said Bobobo is good. Bobobo is a great show that needs to be watched if you're a fan of the comedy genre. It's very slapstick funny, which is something you don't see much of these days. I mean, people tell me a lot that Space Dandy is a lot like Bobobo, and maybe even better. But I've watched a few episodes and I haven't laughed yet. I'll keep watching, but so far, I'm gonna say Bobobo is still the funnier anime. Probably maybe the funniest anime ever. Maybe. That, and the voice actor for Ansem from Kingdom Hearts is Bobobo. Yeah, did I just blow your mind? It blew my mind when I first heard about it. Number 4. So you know how I just said Bobobo is the funniest thing I've ever seen? Well, I do mean that, but in slapstick comedy. Now in romantic comedy, Toradora is definitely the best in that category. If you don't like romantic comedies, I would still suggest this show to you. It's one of those shows that just takes a hold of you from the beginning, and you can't help but watch every episode. There's so much to love about this show. The comedy, the story, the beautiful art style, the dialogue, the interactions between all the characters. They all feel so real that when you start watching the show, you fall in love with each character right away. I don't want to give too much away because I feel like this is a show to experience. But for all of you people who only watch dubbed anime, I've got good news. 6 years after it was released, they finally dubbed it in English. So now you can watch what I think is the best romantic comedy ever. Get ready to laugh, cry, see the best tsundere ever, and one of the most heart-jerking stories I've ever seen in anime. Number 3. Good lord, again, I know I said Bobobo was the funniest show I've ever seen, but again, there is one other show I think is funnier. Bobobo may be the best in slapstick comedy, and Toradora is the best romantic comedy I've ever seen, but Baka and Test is the funniest comedy in general. I first watched this back when I was getting back into anime. I was tired because everyone I knew who watched anime kept suggesting me nothing but action shows. So one day a friend said, "Hey, you ever watch Baka and Test? It's possibly the funniest anime I've ever watched." And I thought to myself, a comedy anime? There is such a thing? So after he suggested it, me and him watched all of season 1 on Netflix in one go. I loved it. Every character is just so colorful. They have their own characteristics that make them different and hilarious. All the characters work perfectly together. It's just so awesome, and honestly, I'd put this at number 2, but there's only one thing I hate, and it's season 2, episode 11, the story of how Shoko fell in love with Yuji. I don't know why I hate this episode, because I know a lot of people actually like it, but I just don't. I'm guessing it's the whole 6th graders bullying a 5th grader, and also that they say respect your elders when they're literally a year older. It's so dumb, and I know kids like this, which just make it even worse. It's honestly a great episode, but those dumb kids really just ruin it for me. But besides that, Baka and Test is a great show that I think anyone who wants a good laugh should watch. Number 2. Okay, so if you watch my previous videos, then you probably wouldn't think I'd like this anime. But honestly, I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't have put it in my number 2 spot. I don't know if it's based on how I look or the anime I normally talk about, but people normally think I don't like hardcore fighting and gory anime, when in reality, I'm a fan of all genres of anime. I mean, here's a list of every anime I've watched to completion. Quite the list, huh? But Hellsing Ultimate is an anime I found, honestly, by accident. I know that it's an old anime with an original series being over 10 years old now, and Hellsing Ultimate not being far away from that. So yeah, I might have missed the bandwagon when it first started up, but I love this show. There's quite the fan following for it, and for good reason. It's beautifully animated, the voice acting is great, the villains are creative and varied, and Alucard is the biggest badass I've ever seen. I've gotta come clean though. The way I found out about this show was because of Takahata 101's Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. I was like, I'll never watch this show, so I'll just watch the Abridged series. I watched all 4 episodes that were out, and I fell in love. It was hilarious, but because of that, I thought to myself that I have to watch the original series. So I went on to Amazon, found Hellsing the original series, bought it, and loved it. But what's this? It wasn't as pretty as I remembered. I thought to myself, wait, it was called something else, wasn't it? Hellsing Ultimate. And I found that, bought it, and oh god, was it amazing. The Blu-rays I bought also came with interviews with the cast and crew, and if you watch them, you can tell the voice actors love this show. And Taliesin Jaffe, the voice director, seems like an awesome guy. You can tell that he loves what he does and the people that he gets to work with. And I know I might get some flack for saying this, but I think the English dub is better than the original Japanese dub. I watched both all the way through in each language, and I feel like the English voice actors did a great job. Not saying that I don't like the Japanese dub at all, no, far from it. I'm just saying I like the English dub a little bit more. Okay, besides that though, the fighting is great and monstrous towards the end, and the best part is nothing gets in the way of the story pushing forward. No pesky emotional moments where the hero rethinks what he's doing. It's just brilliantly executed in what it's trying to portray, which what I at least get out of it is it's darkest before the dawn and sacrifices will have to be made. Trust me when I say it's one of the best things to come out of anime ever. Honorable mention: Akame ga Kill. I honestly wanted to put this on my list, but I have a few reasons why I can't. 1, the show isn't finished. It's still an ongoing show as of this recording. And 2, since it still is an ongoing show, there might be something that might ruin it for me. Like how many people don't like Alfheim and Sword Art Online. So it might make the list at some point once it's over, but for now at least, it gets an honorable mention. For those of you who don't know this fantastic anime, it's a show about a guy named Tatsumi who goes to the capital so he can make money to send back to his village to help them out. But soon after getting there, he figures out that the capital is corrupt and evil. He then gets forced to join a group of assassins, but they aren't just any assassins. They're assassins that go after corrupt officials in the army. Maybe the military. I honestly don't know. They fight soldiers, so I'm going to guess the army, maybe. And throughout his adventure, he proves himself to the team and shows that he's worth being part of it. I don't want to spoil anything because, like Toradora, it's such a great show, but I will say that there is a lot to this anime. A lot of great fight scenes, great comedic moments, heartbreaking scenes, and all I have to say is watch it. It's freaking fantastic. Also, I mean, I did a series of unscripted episode reviews for this show, so yeah, after watching this video, you could go watch those. They're funny. I swear. And finally, number 1. My favorite video game of all time had an anime, and wow, is it amazing! I was afraid at first when watching this anime, mainly because at the time I watched this, every anime I watched that was based off a video game was just boring or awful. But this show completely surprised me and became my favorite anime. Ask me how many times I've rewatched this show. Go on, ask me, you'll be surprised. I'm just gonna pretend that you asked your computer screen the question, so yeah. So, as of this recording, I watched Persona 4 the animation 17 times. What? That's a ridiculous amount. Do you have a life? I hear you thinking to yourself. And no, not really. I don't really have one. But let's get off the subject of my life and talk about the anime. Persona 4 follows the adventure of Yu Narukami, a city boy who just got pushed to the sticks because of family reasons. Now he's living in the rural town of Inaba with his uncle Dojima and his little cousin Nanako. At first, it all seems calm and peaceful, but then there's a murder. People get freaked out, but it's only one murder, so let's forget about it. You make some friends, and it's all good, and then... What's going on? He puts his hand inside the TV. What's going on? The next day, he tells his friends what happened, but they just joke it off, saying he was tired. So, to mess with you, Chie, his friend, said that they should try it out on a bigger TV. So he does, and they all fall inside. They find this crazy new world inside the TV, and with finding this world, Yu finds out that he has the power to summon creatures called personas. And with this power, he promises to find out who's killing people and bring them to justice. Throughout his adventure, he finds new friends and teammates as well as gets new personas. It's a crazy story that I think everyone should watch. But you may be thinking to yourself, well, what if I've never played the game? Will I be lost? Not at all. Since it's its own story, there's nothing you need to know to love this show. Everything is explained easily and in a way that you won't have to think to yourself, well, how does that work? It's a great watch, so yeah, go buy the DVDs or Blu-rays, your choice, go watch it and fall in love. Then after that, you can start watching Persona 4 The Golden Animation. Think of it as an add-on to the story and a new game plus. There's barely any fighting, but it's still a fun watch otherwise.
Now that you guys watched this video, I just have one thing to say to you, alright? Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. If you like this video, just like down there. Put in the comments what your favorite top 10 anime are, alright? And, you know, if you think I missed any, you know, just put it down there as well.
You didn't ask our permission to do this.
I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey!
Bye!
Hello!
Bye. Shut up!
Thanks guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you liked this video, then these videos up here might be for you. As well as that, if you want to wait a second after this, you know, there's going to be a message from me to just a little update, because I didn't want to do an update video, so I felt like just putting it at the end of this. So yeah, as well as that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you know, all the doodly-doos. Subscribe if you want to, you know, keep up with all the videos that I'm doing. I would really appreciate it. And tell your, you know, people you know about me. Share. And I'm done rambling. You guys have a great day, and thank you again so much for watching my video. I truly, like, I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey guys, thanks, you know, again for watching. I wanted to put this here because, you know, I haven't done a video in a month, and I was doing a bunch of regular stuff, and I don't know, I know a few of you subbed because of those videos, so I wanted to talk about that. I'm not gonna be doing the unscripted episode reviews anymore. They take up more time than you'd think. Like, because of that, I pushed this video off for months because of that, and stuff came up, and a lot of like real life happened. So I couldn't really do this video, but I just finally finished it. It took me until now. I started this in July when I first started doing the unscripted stuff, and oh, it was way too far back. But I appreciate every one of you. I think I have 51 subscribers right now, and I don't know, that sounds like such a small number, but it's just so cool to me. You guys actually liked me enough to subscribe. You guys are just so cool, and I'm gonna keep doing more videos. I have a few that I'm already having like script read out. I don't want to do that one right now though, because Persona 4 Old Arena just came out, and I want to do a video on that. And I know it's not an anime, but I'm thinking about doing like game reviews about games that have anime like art style in them. Because I like video games. I have a channel for video games, but doing videos without Matt, like reviews like that, doesn't feel right. So I probably want to do that. I have an idea for, you know, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax and Danganronpa 1 and 2. I want to do that, make that a two-parter. And I'm hoping everything works together and is... Again, you guys are so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. It means a lot. And I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about. So yeah, no more unscripted episode review right now. I still want to do them because they're fun, but I don't have the time right now, and they take up time during bigger videos. I mean, look at this video. It's over 20 minutes long. Oh my god, I had never done that before. So thank you for watching all the way through, by the way. I mean, thank you for watching. I keep saying it, but I really super appreciate every view, every viewer, and every subscriber. Thank you so much. And you guys have a great day.
Now that you guys see my
Attack on Titan!
Woo! Attack on Titan!
Alright.